Okay, the next area we want to look at is the universal accessibility. Big one is the voiceover. Now this is something which you can actually turn on. It needs to be turned on through iTunes initially. Some of the things that you can do with the universal access is having the different options on your screen read out for you, or even what do the buttons do. It'll read out for you what they are. All you have to do is touch an item. It changes some of the way of navigating the phone. You actually have to double tap on things rather than just one tap, and it'll speak different hints for you as well, tell you what screen you're on at the time, all these sorts of things that the voiceover can do. Other different things is being able to have black on white readability, just to make it the contrast a lot higher. There's a screen zoom option now, so even though the iPhone already has quite a large screen in relation to most mobile devices, being able to do the screen zoom is obviously going to help those people who are having difficulty reading or who have different eye impairments. The big another one that Apple has talked about a lot in regards to sort of accessibility is the voice control. So you can control the calls and your dialing. The other way you can use your specific voice controlling is for music and podcasts. Just by holding down the button for 2 seconds, the home button, it'll bring up voice control, and you can then use the sort of set standard words and controls that are in place there to make the phone calls or start, stop music, find music, do different playlists, etc. Now, I've tried out the voice control and had some good reports from other teachers I know. It wasn't that fantastic in my experiences. Certainly controlling the iPod and getting different podcasts, etc. to play just with my voice was quite good. The dialing, not so much. Didn't really seem to find my contacts very well. Occasionally I'd be wanting it to play a certain artist or song, and it would instead go and try and dial a random number out of my address book, so I wasn't totally happy with it yet. It might just be in the way that I was phrasing different things. I need to practice a bit more. Like I said, other teachers I know have had quite good experiences with it, so we'll see. So, the voice control and all those accessibility features, why would they be good for educators? It's pretty unique, the voiceover control, the way that it will speak out the different things on the screen and help you navigate around. It's pretty good for people who have sight or reading difficulties. I don't know of any other device that's got those kind of capabilities for it. If you were in that category yourself of difficulties, it's your only choice, and it's something that's unique to the 3GS. There's also the other accessibility options as well, like the black on white, the voiceover, the voice control, those sorts of things that you can't get anywhere else. And it's good to see Apple catering to more the special needs side of education as well with those features. Okay, another area, the compass, been heavily promoted by Apple. It doesn't necessarily seem like a huge feature until you start using it on the maps, and all of a sudden, as you turn yourself around, you actually see on the maps that you're moving around. It's quite a fantastic little connection moment there. I'll just quickly show you the compass going around here. And it really does resemble a normal real life compass pretty well. Very smooth movements, etc. As you can see, just sort of lolls around. And it does have that nice direct link straight to the Maps program. Occasionally, especially if you're near metal objects, you'll have a little bit of trouble picking up where north and etc. is. In that case, there's a little figure 8 movement that you have to do, which not quite understand it, but that seems to set it right, and now you can actually see it moving as I do, showing you which way you're actually facing. Pretty cool. So, why is the compass going to be good for educators? Well, if you think about it, and if you get to have a play with one yourself on a 3GS, you'll see that it's really like having a digital protractor. I can see examples where you have different shapes and angles, that kind of thing. Actually, they might be just on a piece of paper or up on a whiteboard, and you can use the digital compass as a digital protractor, just by moving it to see where the different angles are. And that's because on the compass it doesn't just give you the north, south, etc. points, but actually tells you the exact degree that it's pointing at. So yeah, wonderful for teaching degrees and compass points. Adds a lot more options if you're out and about doing different geocaching activities with your students as well. Rather than just being able to tell them to go to an exact location, you can now start telling them things like the directions that they should be facing and looking at, etc. Now, I mentioned there'd be more than just those main 4 that we'd be looking at, the things that are good in the 3GS for educators. There's the Nike Plus. It's been available for a long time with other iPods. It's the first time now that it's actually come to the iPhone as well. So all the advantages, different sport advantages, the way that it records your distance and time for runs, all that sort of stuff, has now come to the iPhone. Why would that be handy for educators? Well, obviously it's the ultimate tool for physical education when it can record all that sort of information on the go. The advantage of the 3GS over maybe getting the Nike Plus for any other iPod is obviously with its internet connection, whether it's over 3G or Edge connections, you can actually sync it straight with the different Nike Plus websites from the device. So you can get other different maths applications if you're doing distance measurement, speed, time, all those sort of things that this kind of capability would be fantastic for. Okay, and lastly, the humble battery. It's around about a 10% larger size in the 3GS over the previous 3G model. And I found in my practice now, the last week and a half, I generally get about anything from 0 or the same to 15% longer usage than I did for my iPhone 3G. So it's not known as the device with the greatest battery. Of course, it's doing an awful lot for its size, running 3G and a GPS and large screen, all those different things. So any improvement over the previous 3G is pretty good. And like I said, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm doing a lot of video recording or using the GPS, I generally get slightly more, and sometimes up to 15% more. If it's just a general day where I'm not doing heaps of those kind of extra things, then I'll easily get 15% more, which is a big plus. Yeah, it will actually get me through the whole day, something that's quite important, I imagine, for teachers. Another thing that's new with the battery in the 3GS is the percentage indicator, and I found that fantastically useful. Rather than just having this tiny little battery symbol to try and guess how long I've got to go, you can basically see exactly how close you're getting down to 0, etc. Now, you don't have to just believe me. I've got some input from some of the other teachers I know that have got the 3GS, and you might want to just freeze the video at this point so that you can have a read through some of the ideas or the ways that they're thinking that the 3GS has got advantages over the other iPhone models, and indeed any other mobile device in this category. So there's another one there. Again, just pause it and have a read of what you think this teacher is thinking, or this one. It's great to have that input from these other people. Thanks, guys. So here we are. The Dawn of You Learning is the website that I tend to blog at, talking about the kind of learning that we'll need to have once we hit a stage of ubiquitous computing. That was my iPhone 3GS review, and thanks to those guys for helping out. If you'd like to know more, obviously head to the blog itself, or please feel free to email me directly. I'd be quite happy for you to do that. Okay, then thanks.